Yo, 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 yo. What's good, my people? Welcome back in the building, people. It's your boy Jason Gooner. And you know what time it is? It's Friday night. It's the night before some EPL matches. So you know we're here for the preview show, people. Yes, we are here for the preview show. So you don't know, please do smash up the like button, share and subscribe. It is what we do each and every week here. We discuss all the games in the EPL, we predict them, we try to keep up with all the who picked the games right and everything, and we reveal the winners. And sadly, there is a loser. There has to be. It's a competition, right? So you don't want to become the donkey of the week, you know? So yeah, we're gonna do the picks tonight like we always do. People go through the team news. We have some big news as well. The champions to be, more than likely, Liverpool had some big news this week. Mo Salah re-signing his contract. So, yeah, he'll be sticking around in the Premier League. So, I think Alan Shearer, your record is gone, my friend. Yeah, he will be the leading scorer in the Premier League history when it's all said and done. It's looking like so. Yeah, that has happened. Of course, you know, since we last seen each other as far as the Premier League goes, Arsenal, of course, in the Premier League, in the Champions League, sorry, 3-0 victory over Real Madrid. So, yeah, that was a big one, of course. The return leg coming next week. What does that mean for the game for Arsenal this weekend? We're going to discuss that tonight. And of course, you know, with that victory, Arsenal has secured for the Premier League 5 teams into the Champions League. So you don't know, when we're talking about this Champions League race going into the end of the season, we can now include the 5th place team as another team that's going to be into the Champions League. All right. So that's big news for all those teams, the Newcastles of the world, Chelsea, Manchester City, you know, even the likes of the Bournemouths, Brightons of the world who have fell off lately, they know with a final running, maybe them can get it. You know what I'm saying? DJ Gigs said, bless up, Gigs. We'll go on, big up, big up, big up. We're there. Red Skull said, we're already through. Yo, Skull. Yo, the burnabout, bro. Yeah, for, you know, yeah, look, we have some more work to do, Skull. Some more work than they for do. Yeah, man, and nothing wrong with that. We put ourselves in an incredible position. So, we don't have to worry about nothing. But yeah, this is it's another Friday, people, so you don't know we're there for the preview show, the big bad preview show. So please do smash the like button, share and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Smash the like button, smash the like button, smash the like button. Yeah, man. Up top, what go on, bro? We're there, you know. Yeah, man, we're there. We're there. Is you know, we had some big news as far as the reggae boys and the reggae girls, to be honest. Don't know if you guys know that Jamaica will be facing the US women's national team. The reggae girls will be facing the national team of the USA June the 3rd in a friendly. I think USA had another friendly lined up. It fell through, and Jamaica is who they decided to call upon as their opponent instead. So we have that game coming up. Plus, you know, Unity Cup for the Reggae Boys, May 27, May 31st, and then World Cup qualifiers in June. And then right after that, we found out that we're going to face Guatemala, basically replay them. So we play them June 10th in World Cup qualifiers. Then we play them June 16th in the first game of the Gold Cup for Jamaica. After that, we're going to face Guadeloupe, and then we're going to face Panama. So we have learned, I think the cities are Carson, California, San Jose, California, and the last one is in Austin, Texas, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I might be wrong on the last one, but I feel like it is Austin, Texas. But anyway, that's what's going on with that. But you don't know, it's the EPL show, people. So we're gonna stick on topic. Let's move right into the injury news so that we can move into the games and start to talk about the form, the tactics, the analysis. You know how we always do it, people. Please do be a part of the show by dropping your comments in the comment section. Everybody is fans, analysts, coach, whatever one is, on all watch football. So please be a part of the show. Drop your thoughts. You don't know me like for include the comment section can make the show run nicer. Yeah, man. Positive energy. All right, not the wrong, Skull. Positive. I'm going to be positive, Skull. I'm going to be positive. what the Rasta like. RR, that's a whole show for a whole other day. So we're going to have the shows about the lineup. You don't know, that's what we do. We watch the football players, we watch the matches, we watch the game them. We try to keep track of the form so that we can bring to the people what we think would most look like the best team. And then we can see what the coach pick and what the people then pick. And we can say, oh, that makes sense, this don't make sense. Why they want to do this? Yeah, so this is a place where you can, gain knowledge, and I am also seeking knowledge. That's why I want to be a part of the show in the comment section. Big up. If Arteta lose this tie, he should be sacked immediately. Yeah. The Reggae Boys pool for U Cup, G Cup, World Cup. Yeah. I think interesting words today from the coach. All the upcoming things going on. So you guys should definitely head over to JFF Live and take in that interview, because some questions were asked and some answers were given, and we're definitely going to bring some content this weekend talking about that. Now that we have the groups drawn, definitely going to break down what the coach had to say, because definitely that's a big piece of the puzzle. What does the coach have planned, right? So we want to break down all of that. So we're going to have the shows for that for sure, believe me. But for tonight, you don't know. Duke, blessings, Duke. Go on. I know it's kind of late, 9:40. Yeah. Hopefully you never work too hard this week, so you have a little energy in the night. Yeah. Up colonizer league talk. Yo, don't take the fun out of. I just like the Premier League from my youth, yo. I can't stop liking it. Yeah, man, but I'm definitely in tune with all of them things there. It's just yeah, sometimes you have to, you see how me there smile and I talk and I do the show. Yo, it's a different vibe when I do the Jamaica stuff, bro. It's stressful. It's stressful, believe me. This coming like a joy. All right, let's go. People, remember, smash the like button, Yeah, man, that's the best thing you can do for the program. Let people know so we're live and direct. All right, so we have all the injury news, or the biggest injury news, I should say. So Newcastle have a couple of games this week, midweek game as well, and they have an issue with Anthony Gordon. So let's see what Anthony Gordon situation looking like. And obviously, we like to look at this, one, because it's going to help us predict the games, and two, if you're like me, you play fantasy and you might have eyes on certain players who coming back from injury or that affect other players and their teams. So that's why we like to look at the injuries before we start anything. So Jason Tyndall, this guy, how much time when I watch Newcastle play, and you see this brother basically look like him at the coach. Like Eddie Howe, more than any other coach, it looked like him really work with him assistant coach, But anyway, this guy basically took all the press conferences this week. Okay, so him say Howe is sick. Okay. So Gordon working with the physios right now, had a grass session yesterday. I think this was today. Yeah, this was today. So it looked like it's going to be a late call whether it's available for Sunday. So Anthony Gordon might still be available, but probably only from the bench, it looks like, based on this. And with them having 2 games, maybe they, bench him for the first one, and if he's fit enough, start him maybe in the second one. But he's clearly not 100%. They did ask him about the 5th place as well, which, like I just mentioned earlier, all those teams in and around that area, I'm sure they'll be looking at that like, yes, well done, Arsenal, thank you. Man's in a camping trip in the forest and still a tune in. Ah, big up, big up. Dedication, dedication. Yo, make sure you stay clear of the lions and tigers and bears. Which forest that now? Bless up Nigel Garden, bless up Stets. King Stella stay in the EPL. Yeah, man, the first thing I say, man, I bring me respects because yo, it's gonna be a part of the reason why my team don't win the Premier League this year, but I have to give Salah him ratings. He's a player that just always doing things, always. I mean, him on a little lull of late, which kind of fit in with a lot of him seasons, to be honest. Like towards the end of the season, he usually cool off. But brother, what the man do for the rest of the time is crazy. I mean, look how long the man no score, and you look on him stats, it's still ridiculous. Big up BM, blessings. I don't agree with Unity Cup, but Nigeria, Ghana, Jamaica, and Trinidad in the same space. So much vibes. To be a single man in those stadiums. Rob Smith, truer words have never been spoken. Jeez. Talk about those 4 places. No, sir. As some know say, me's a serious married man, Not even pre all them vibes then. But yeah, that is true. That's so true. I'm sure Duke have a comment about that comment. Duke might all up on the internet right now. I look fly to London when him see that comment there. Alright, so let's take a look now at the next news. This is out of Liverpool, Merseyside. Arne Slot talking about Alisson Becker and Connor Bradley. Now available for selection. Slot said yes, he is. So, fully recovered. Can expect Alisson to be in goal against West Ham on the weekend. Said Connor Bradley is also fit for a start. Curtis Jones, who had been playing right back for the last couple of games, maybe some good, some bad, which is to be expected with him not really playing that position before. But Connor Bradley is back, so I fully expect him to start at right back then. And yeah, so they're getting a few of their pieces back. Definitely gonna make a difference to have Becker in goal for sure. And yeah, I think the title is won already. But to be honest, Liverpool would want to, not drop any points this go around because it can become a habit, and they have been dropping points of late when you include all competitions. Yo, them always are. Why them always are So Elanga Wood and Awoni being assessed, but it's a YouTube video, so we can't watch that. So let's look at what Pastor Kaglu have to say about his players. Of course, Tottenham in the Europa League, they drew their first leg. They drew their first leg. So, they'll have matches in and around their Premier League fixture. I think a few teams in the Premier League going to have that issue in terms of squad rotation. Coaches putting more emphasis on their midweek fixtures. I think Tottenham will fall into that. So 2 players who started, Udogie and Mickey van de Ven, had to come off late, but they were suffering from cramp. But I would expect a lot of changes from the team you saw at Spurs use in the Europa League coming up. I think you'll see a lot of changes. So whoever is fit and available who didn't start in the game against Frankfurt, I think you're gonna see the other players start this game more than likely. So factor that into all your decision making, whether you're playing fantasy or you're picking picks tonight on the show. Yes, Menu back in United traveling squad. We saw him get a game in the Europa League as well. Fofana out again for the season. My gosh, this guy can't. This guy don't have no luck with injuries, brother. At all. At all. At all. At all. So Delict is out. So Delict is out for Man U. So they'll be without him. So not much else going on. Main thing is just, as you factor in making your picks tonight, just know say a lot of these teams have some huge games coming up in Europe, and that could have an effect on how the teams are picked for the weekend. Yes, I believe so. Boza is in big trouble in Mexico. Zuniga cannot stop scoring. Boza is now relegated to the bench. Didn't even play a minute yesterday. Yeah, Zuniga looked good. Last time I watched them play, I was watching it to see if Boza would come on, and I'm saying, damn, this guy is active up front, finishing, scoring, setting up goals, drawing fouls. I'm like, yo, I don't know, Because, yeah. Yeah, don't look like this man have more than one striker in his system, so it's gonna be tough. Bless up Chile, Wagwan. There, 9 goals, 1 assist in 15 Clausura matches. Not bad. The money will motivate Mo Salah. Yo, which money? You want to see some deal? Yo, the deal where the man turned down for go Saudi and a normal thing, Yeah, man. I don't want no Liverpool fan question that man loyalty. Trust me. Some good money the man them a put up for Salah here. The man say, yo, more stay at Liverpool. So big thing that. Alright, people. I could jump right down into the game them. No. People, if you haven't already, please do smash the like button, share, and subscribe. Jason Gooner TV, another EPL preview show. So tomorrow morning, the first matchup, as you can see on screen, we get the big book ready. We have the usual suspects them already ready. Alright, cool. So week 32, people. Yeah, man. Alright, so the first game, early morning kickoff, 7:30, 6:30 at Jamaica. So people are gonna go to bed. But Man City Crystal Palace, I think this has the potential to be a really, really good game. Oddly, Manchester City don't have a Champions League game to worry about in the midweek. So they have been just ready and training and getting ready for this fixture. Crystal Palace the same. These two teams have made it to the FA Cup semi-final, so they have that to look forward to. But for right now, it's the Premier League. Man City getting a boost, knowing that there's 5 slots now for that Champions League. So they should be able to get it over the line, I would think. But this is going to be a difficult one for them. I think Crystal Palace is the type of team that can definitely cause you trouble on their best day. And I see no reason why, with the pieces they have, they shouldn't cause Man City some trouble. But let's just take a look at the head-to-head stats in the Premier League. As to be expected, Man City dominating the head-to-head, 17 wins in 29 games, 4 wins for Crystal Palace. 2 of those have come at the Manchester City Etihad. 8 draws in this fixture over those 29 games. Earlier this season, they drew 2-2 at Selhurst Park. But the last time they faced Crystal Palace in the Etihad, it did end up 2-2 in that fixture. So let's move down to the form of these two teams. As I said before, Crystal Palace on decent form, unbeaten in 5, 4 wins, 1 draw, wins over Brighton, Ipswich, Aston Villa, and Fulham. and they drew with Southampton of all the teams to not win against. And then Manchester City, if you see there, they went away, got a 1-0 win at Spurs. They lost 1-0 away to Nottingham Forest. They drew at home with Brighton, beat Leicester 2-0. And away, they had the 0-0 result last week in the Manchester Derby, one of the most lackluster ones I can remember in a long time. But Manchester City of late have been a bit more stingy in defense. As you can see, only 3 goals conceded in their last 5. Something that you wouldn't have said at any point really earlier in the season. So, that's something that's looking better on their end. When you look at the season so far, Man City, even though there are 5 Champions League places, as you can see, currently in 6th position, very, very close to moving right up though. So don't let that really fool you. But still, it's just crazy to see Man City in 6th position. Crystal Palace not doing too badly now with 11 wins. They have 10 draws as well. Both Man City and Crystal Palace have the same amount of losses this season. That's crazy. But of course, City has 4 more wins, so that's the gap in points right there. City average 1.84 goals to Crystal Palace 1.3. Average goals conceded per match. Crystal Palace, the slightly stingier defense, 1.17 per match. Man City 1.29. Both teams have 9 clean sheets as well. Chance created per match. This is a number that's way down for City this season, 2.32, 2.03 to Crystal Palace. And you see the biggest win and worst defeat. They do share something in common. They both lost to Arsenal 5-1 this season. Haaland still leads the goal scoring, 21. Jean-Philippe Mateta, a player that a lot of fans of a lot of teams are asking, is he good enough to be the striker for us? I know I've been asked that question a few times as a Gunners fan. Mateta now on 13 goals. Definitely looks to be recovered from his terrible injury he picked up in the FA Cup when he got kicked in the head. Phil Foden has 7 goals somehow, even though he's having a terrible season. There you see him, 3rd highest of the 2 teams right there. Assists 8 for Eze, 8 for Savinho, and 6 for Kevin De Bruyne, who, unlike Salah, will be leaving the Premier League this year. So yeah, that's basically the tail of the tape, so to speak, between the 2 teams. As you can see, the form would suggest Crystal Palace have more than a puncher's chance in this game. And also even the overall season metrics, a lot of these numbers quite closer than you might think. Both teams losing the same amount of games, the one that really jumps out to me. So what are people thinking? This game, of course, will be at the Etihad. It is an early kickoff. The likes of Haaland not fit to play. But, as I said, Manchester City of late have been a little bit more difficult to break down and score on. So maybe, just maybe, they can hold on this Crystal Palace attack. I do worry that the likes of Mateta, Sarr, and Eze, if they can combine, you mix that in with the fullbacks, the wingbacks, Munoz especially, and Mitchell as well. They do have a way of really having a potency in their attacking actions. And I think one of the main issues for Man City this season has been the transition. And Crystal Palace has really become, under Glasner, a pretty deadly transition offensive team. And it's going to be quite interesting to see how this one goes. But, Crystal Palace, it must be said, they do have some suspensions that they have to worry about. Mark Gay, of course, will be suspended. Chris Richards and Lacroix both kind of facing late fitness challenges. So there's a lot of issues as well with Crystal Palace. Manchester City, on the other hand, Haaland really the main person out that hasn't been fully out of late. Of course, they have their long-term injuries still going on. Rodri, Ake, Akanji, John Stones. So still have their injuries, but Gonzalez in midfield has helped out. I think that has freed up the likes of Gundo Grealish looks a bit more lively of late. And yeah, last week, Pep didn't play any of his wingers, so I think he likes to not do it one week and do it the next. So we should see the likes of Savinho, Doku tomorrow. So I think they'll be a little more potent. But all that being said, I do feel like they're gonna struggle to stop Man City as well from scoring. Mateta, Sarr, Eze, I think they're gonna cause problems. Um, should I give City the win? I'm going 2-all. I'm going 2-all. I'm going 2-all. I'm going 2-all. The money will motivate. Please, City, my month. It's a year month. Large up, Miss Melina. Big up, big up, big up. Oh, go on. Respect for tuning in. Big up, Pristine. Up full, up full, up full. Adam Wharton. Yeah, man. Red Skull, all of that. Mayor Pepper talk about him today, You see that? You see Pepper talk about him today. Zuniga decided he was going to play centre forward and ensure Boza doesn't get any game time. He can also play attacking midfield or left wing. Yeah. Yeah, that was the hope when I saw Zuniga there. Like, okay, he can play, supporting or centre forward or attacking midfield. But no. Striker that. Jordan Hyman said, can I join? I need the link. Oh, Jordan, me not really tonight, me not really plan for kind of like, I just go through the game them and thing real quick and fast. But you don't know next time more than likely, Jordan. But big up same way. And the support Miss Melina and the support Jordan for sure. Them subscriber base are grow, and I just need to show them some support as well. Them give good football content as well. Red Skull are dead with laugh. No, not Mateta. Yeah, no, I said the same. I said the same. I like Mateta a lot, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Pristine said 2-1 to City. All right, I went for the 2-2 people. I went for the 2-2. I think Palace going to cause a draw. Since my prediction have been poor recently, I will use reverse psychology for this one. Yo, actually, I was really and truly thinking 2-1 Palace, But then I was like, nah, I don't think I'm going to lose. Red Skull said 1-all. No, Haaland and City can't score. Nah, man, Marmoush can score, man. Marmoush will score. Now that I feel like I'm going to start, because it never worked with Foden last week and De Bruyne and everybody else, I'm going to play Doku and Savinho this time, and I'm going to better watch. Arsenal, Brentford tomorrow. We got rotate most of the squad like we said midweek. Yeah. Oh my gosh, man. Onana. And he was talking all that, talking all that. Just forgot to that. Bless up, Jamrock. Go on. Up full, Every time, bro. 2-all City. Duke said 2-all. It's not a good sign when Duke do the same score as me, John Star. Definitely need a Jordan. You're right. We will not lose, so I will get the prediction wrong. Yeah, man, I feel like it'll draw, man. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a good game, though. Man City, Crystal Palace. Yeah, I think it'll be decent. All right, next game, people. Brighton and Leicester City. So, Leicester City is on, like, I don't know what you even call the run that they're on. This might be like historic levels. Something we need to check, people. Has there ever been a team that basically lose this amount of games, or not even lose this amount of games? A team that played this many games and don't score? Brother, Leicester don't score. I tell you how many games Leicester don't score in the Premier League. Them have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 L's with no goals. 8. They have 8 losses in a row in the Premier League. And them don't score a goal in none of them games there. So 8 straight games, 720 minutes without injury time. Them not score a goal. Them last goal was in the FA Cup. And guess who scored them last goal? And would the coach play him? Bobby Reed scored them the last goal against Man U in the FA Cup in February. Brother, nine game in a row in the Premier League, them lose and don't score a goal. That have to be some kind of record. That is crazy. That's crazy, bro. I can't believe Man U let the hair go for garbage on Onana. Onana is a disaster waiting to happen. Took. Burn up that for real. Burn up that. I can't say anything. Rude should be sacked. I don't think he's gonna be managing them in the championship. Don't know what them wait on. I mean, I guess them just figure might as well just wait till the end. I guess. I don't know. Bend it like rice. Man, them say, what? Declan Beckham, David Rice. Is Foden not done ball already? Hard to tell, Duke. Hard to tell. I don't think so. I think Foden honestly could do it, maybe a change of scenery, man. Just get away from that whole system. But some people also say like maybe when De Bruyne just gone, then it might change. But I don't think it's gonna change much because he was coexisting with De Bruyne anyway. So I don't think De Bruyne have to not be there for him to be Foden. How Rude still have the job? I don't know. Goal of the month nominations were in training, for real. Bobby win it, man. Because him last score, so I forget all of them. Sack Rude, stop watch football. Everybody will blaming Rude dunce. Why say that, son? Why say that? I mean, Rude, I forget somebody blaming because they weren't great, don't get me wrong, but not scoring a goal at all and losing 9 in a row, that's I mean, look, them team is not the greatest team, so I have to be fair too. But still, suppose you can get some half decent result, man. Come on. Rude, I forget some of the blame, man. Maybe not everything, but he might forget some of it. But Leicester also did a lot of foolishness. Them buy players where I don't know who didn't want them. Because even the old coach wasn't playing some of the players with them buy. All right, 13 times these two teams play in the league. Leicester actually have a much better record with 6 wins. Brighton have 2 wins. Both of them on their ground, and there's 5 draws in those 13 games. In the recent meetings, they drew this year, so that's one of the better days for Leicester to get a draw in this league this season. The last time they played a draw as well, but the last time they played at the Amex in 2022, Brighton put it on them 5-2. So, Brighton, the last 2 times they have played them at the Amex, they have won. Now, at recent form, Brighton definitely on a wobble right now. They lost 3-0 to Villa, lost last week to Crystal Palace away from home. Prior to that, draw with Man City at the Etihad, decent result. Beat Fulham at home and beat Bournemouth at home. So Brighton has definitely been up and down. Leicester has not been up, just down. 5 losses and can add 4 more to that. No goals in their last 9. Positions in the league, 9th for Brighton, 19th for Leicester. Brighton, again, one of those teams that, should be somewhat optimistic with the news of that 5th place, still within, fighting distance, but definitely a home tie to Leicester at this point of the season is definitely a must win. 12 wins, 11 draws, they average 1.58 goals. Leicester, amazingly, you'd think their goals per match would be lower, but it's 0.81. That's just steadily declining with each week. Average goals per match conceded 1.52 for Brighton, 2.26 for Leicester. Clean sheets 7 for Brighton, only 1 clean sheet all season for Leicester City. Chance created per match 1.29, 2.03 for Brighton. Worst defeat though, at least Leicester can say them never get 7-0 this season, like what reached Nottingham Forest. Not like what reached Brighton against Nottingham Forest. João Pedro and Welbeck with 8, Mitoma with 7. No Leicester players in sight. Indeed with 4 assists though. Good for you, indeed. Pedro and Minte right there. Pedro with 6, Minte with 4 assists on the season. So that's basically what it looks like, Brighton versus Leicester. I don't think any of us need to play the genius. We just need to use our brains here and do the right thing. So I'm going to say Brighton going to still make Leicester not score a goal. I'm going to say Brighton win this one 3-0. We're going to spank them. Okay, so I figure Sun and Red Skull would have a nice, decent. Leicester was garbage since the man get there. When the soccer manager, the team performs better. Look at RB Leipzig. Red Skull like West Ham. Stop talk crap. Look at West Ham. Look at United. Them is still trash. Brighton 3-1 says pristine. Yeah, I was almost going to say, yo, Leicester going to finally get a goal because Bobby going to play. But nah, Bobby going to bench because Rude narrate Bobby and them not go score. Wolves is some and them perform better with only Cunha. Without Cunha, stop talk crap, bro. This is the EPL. It should not last 11 games in a row without score. Brighton 3-0. Actually, I agree with the 3-0. Yeah, Chile, me still like 3-0 for real, bro. Yeah, but I'm not losing without score. That madness. With or without Rude, Leicester going down. That I agree with that, son. But I don't know if it would have been this bad, bro. I think it's worse. 2-0 Brighton says Skull. So Pristine say, yo, them a get a goal this week. Who tell Bobby leave Fulham? I know Bobby just leave Fulham. Bobby, I don't think Bobby had a contract with Fulham anymore. Them never offer him a new contract, I thought. I'm leave for better. Oh, I'm the leave for like more years in a contract or something like that. Tell me how that go. Can't remember if he did have if he just leave for the more security of a next season or what. But I could have swear say, or maybe Fulham did offer him and him just take the offer with it have more years on it. I don't know. I don't remember how that story go. All right, Nottingham Forest and Everton people. So it's a game where earlier in the season you probably would have said, yo, Forest all the way. But talking about sacking managers doing better, definitely you can look at David Moyes as an example of a manager that a team definitely got better under the new manager. So BM say, I think Bobby Reid will become a permanent championship player after this season. You never know, because the teams that come up from the championship, the Wolves of the world, the Evertons of the world, they will like a player like Bobby Reid, Telling you, man, Bobby Reid proven to be a good professional, going to work hard for the team. And if you put him in situations where he can produce, he will probably produce. So I don't know, bro. He'll have value to teams in the Premier League still if he goes down. Cause remember when you go down, you have to you have to try to recoup something, you know. So a player with experience that them can get for a relatively good fee, you never know. I wouldn't say it's gonna be definite. It would be helpful if him finish out the season with some more minutes still. Bobby and all the boy Amari going down. Yeah, Bobby going down, Amari going down as well. That is true. We'll sort out them things, start win some game. It's the Fulham sell him to raise money. Yeah, but he wasn't bought by Leicester. It was a free. Three one Brighton. Look. So it's a Leicester get a goal. Alright. It's the will Leicester get a goal sweepstakes. So three always say clean sheet. Duke and Pristine say no, they will get a goal. So Forest Everton people. Forest Everton. So let's look at the stats real quick. 15 games played. Everton with the advantage, 8 wins to 5. Only 2 draws in the 15 games. So this game usually has a result, as you can see. 2-0 last fixture. Everton, that would have been before Moyes. So this season can be BM and AM. Before Moyes and after Moyes. And yeah, most of these BM fixtures, you'd say Everton with very few goals and probably losing. And this is one of them right here in December. 2-0, Forest got the job done. This one will be played at the City Ground, different atmosphere. But I think Everton has proven that, they're just tough to beat. Look at the last 5 fixtures. No more than 1 goal conceded in any of those games. Problem for them, only scoring no more than 1 goal as well. So they have 4 draws and 1 loss. Forest drew with Arsenal 0-0, then reeled off 3 in a row, Man City, Ipswich, and Man United. And then last week away to Aston Villa. Very good performance by Villa in that one, beating Forest 2-1. Then you see position in the league table. 3rd for Nottingham Forest, Everton in 15th. Quite remarkable when you look at where they were. 7 wins now for them, league high 14 draws. Forest, though, all the way up to 17 wins. I believe they're on the same amount of wins as Arsenal currently. So that's a big one for them. Goals per match 1.65 to 1.06 for Everton. Nottingham Forest and Everton really tight in terms of goals conceded. 1.19 to Forest, 1.23 to Everton. 13 clean sheets for Forest, though 9 for Everton. Chance created per match close again. 1.61 for Forest, 1.55 for Everton. Chris Wood still a doubt. Should be Awani leading the line again, even though he's a late doubt as well. So they might have to mix and match. Elanga close to full fitness. Don't know if he'll start. Ilman Ndiaye is back. Did score a penalty last time out. So let's see how that goes there. But for me, this one is a pretty tough one to call as well because, they have missed Chris of late, the striker, and with him being out again, maybe it could be an issue. But I just feel like this one, even though I want to say draw because there's usually a decider in this game, I'm gonna give the slightest edge to Nottingham Forest because of the City ground advantage. So I'm gonna say this one ends 2-0, 2-0. 2-0. Forest keep a clean sheet. He's on the wrong side of 30. But coach, sometimes coach have squad players not necessarily for the numbers, especially if they're a team that's lower down in the league. Forest 2-1. Jaden Anthony looks good against Coventry. Yeah, that's a name that cooled down, but I don't know why. Omar Hutchinson will be a decent championship player next season. He's a below average EPL player at best. I don't know, BM. He's still kind of young, and to me, have enough moments in games where I said, damn, like something is there, you know? And he's only 21. He's young. He's young. One all says Skull. Chile and Red Skull said the same thing. Oh, go on. It's a history. Look at Raul Jimenez. He has been scoring a lot this season, but still getting benched. Professional football is cutthroat. I don't think another EPL team will invest in an aging Bobby Reed. Well, BM, the thing with Raul Jimenez situation at Fulham, Rodrigo Muniz is a blowout striker too. So the coach is just like, yo, I have two wicked strikers. I don't play two strikers as my system. So him just kind of going, like Muniz score a couple goals a day, like 2 games in a row, and him just start the last couple games, and him scoring in the game then when him start. So it's hard for them just if Jimenez went like maybe 3 games without score, and Muniz scored off the bench 1 game. I think 2 games in a row him score off the bench, and Jimenez never score. So the coach just say, "Yo, I have to go switch it up, Son, 3 love. I know. So son there the whole time. And I know son say I'm gonna say I pick. So I never do the first couple of games them son. Man City, Palace, and Brighton, Leicester. Some can know if you're the worst picker. Cause that with some people, them love give a one score and run away, So I don't know if them horrible or them great, 2-1 Everton. Chano Pristine say Moisey ball. Kick out Nuno teeth. Bobby have no PR for a Prem team to sign him. Raul have a lot of PR. Yeah, but Raul not for worry about nobody has signed him. Fulham not let him go. unless big money unless some kind of substantial money forward. Because them have money, so they maybe would sell him for get the money, yes. And reinvest. I don't want to see him in Jamaica team. Give more deserving players opportunity will fight for the shirt tomorrow. Use Jamaica to promote himself. Him for good. God BM. Omar playing for Jamaica, using Jamaica, end up in this program today. NF and Everton have best keeper. Yeah, Matt Sell's been on point. I would say in the keeper argument this season for me too, I have to put Dean Henderson in there. You have to put Allison in there. You have to put Raya in there as well. But yeah, Matt Sells for me been the top. And Pickford really top now, but like there were spells early in the season, just like the rest of them team, that are foolishness. I mean, even Jamaican, but Omar move. Disgusting man need to play with England U21. I can see Raul Jimenez going to the Saudi League soon. Them would have no Saudi League would have spent a decent chunk of money, and Fulham would have said, run it. All right, so Southampton, Aston Villa people. Southampton, Aston Villa. So this is a game, all right, so there's a saying what they call a trap game. And I think this is what you call a trap game. Now, one thing I will say, Aston Villa was strategic in the January market. And I think a lot of people put that down to just, depth. And yes, it's for depth and everything. But I think it was for weeks like this as well. Because if you think about it, the minute you have an injury or a few, which they do have right now, of course, Bailey out. So that's one attacking option down. You have the games with PSG either side of the Southampton fixture. Obviously, they have nothing really to lose. So sometimes that makes a team dangerous. But at the same time, nothing in Southampton's form, anything would suggest that if Aston Villa turn up and do their best football, regardless of who they even play, they should win the game, right? But I think with the Champions League in mind in midweek, the changes that we are bound to see in this game, I think it's gonna be interesting to see how this one turn out. Anyway, this has been played a lot of times in the Premier League, 43 times, 18 wins for Villa, 16 wins for Southampton, and 9 draws. Recent meeting this season earlier at Villa Park, Aston Villa got the better of them 1-0. 1-0 before, 1-0 before, 4-0 and 1-0. So for whatever reason, this fixture love 1-0. Form Southampton with that one draw with Crystal Palace, 4 losses otherwise. Aston Villa with 4 wins and 1 loss to Crystal Palace. Really bad loss for them. That 4-1, I remember that one. But 4 wins around that: Chelsea, Brentford, Brighton, Nottingham Forest, all top 10 teams as well. So decent run of form in the Premier League. They have been getting a lot from their loanees, the likes of Marlin, Rashford, and Asensio to a bigger extent, but Marlon now chipping in with a goal or a few. Marlon is not in the Champions League squad, so more than likely you'll see him feature here. Rashford started, Watkins bench, more than likely you'll see him feature here. So again, those moves in January make it so that when they face Southampton, either side of playing PSG in the first and second leg, they can still feel a team that's fresh, and still have some quality as well. So they would have gotten a big boost as well, learning that the Premier League get that 5th spot in the Champions League. They're in 7th currently. They have 14 wins, 9 draws, 8 losses. Southampton there, as you see, they have played 29 games now. 31 games now, and they have only gotten points in 6 of those 31, 2 wins and 4 draws on the season. They have 0.74 goals scored per match to Villa's 1.48. Villa conceded 1.48 per match. Southampton almost 2.5, 2.39. Villa, alarmingly to me, only 5 clean sheets on the season. Southampton with 2. Chance created per match 2.29, 1 more exactly than Southampton at 1.29. Goals on the season: Ali Watkins, Morgan Rogers, John Duran, who has moved on, all in the top 3. And then you have Rogers, Watkins, and Tielemans. No Southampton players to be found in that ranking right there. So that is what is going on with Southampton and Villa. Do you guys think that the pressure being off of Southampton now changes anything? Can they get a result out of the blue? Will they have too much of an eye on the PSG game? Boy, I think I won't go as far to say them going to lose, but I think it's going to be a hiccup because of what they have coming up in the future. So I'm going to say this one goes to a 1-1 tie. Not the best result for Villa, but I think it's going to be an issue that they have this game going on, brother. I'm telling you. Yeah, no problem. I don't know why Son and you depend that right now, but it's all good. All right, let me see. So what am I miss? Yeah, Liga MX will be nice for his career too. I'm sure he want to play in Mexico again. Mexican fans love him. Villa 3-0. Son, give me the first 2 game them, no brother. Man City, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Leicester. How them go? Pristine Sevilla 2-0. So no, don't think nobody gonna agree with me with my mad take about Champions League and all this, but I'm telling you guys, fully agree to that. JA should not be okay. Villa 3-1. Southampton is bad though. It's alright though, man. I stick with me look at 1-1 mad score. Yeah, the money. Even though I think he would earn decent coin in Mexico as well. I mean, maybe just not to the levels of that, but not many is the levels of that. All right, Arsenal, Brentford people. So this is another one where you have to factor in who going to play this damn game. So obviously, Arsenal would have played Real Madrid on Tuesday in the Champions League first leg. So had a discussion. I think it was on Miss Melina show where we're talking about who should really play on the weekend. So my thoughts were pretty much every position but the goalkeeper and the centre backs. They should change out. So based on who started in the Champions League, I would say Raya in goal, Saliba and Kivior centre back, just so them can continue to, you know, gain some trust as a partnership. Ben White right back for Timber, play probably Tierney at left back for Skelly. Then in midfield now, Jorginho for Partey, Muda play Zinchenko in a midfield. And then I try to think who else could have played midfield then. Zinchenko and I think I said still play Odegaard. I think I said Zinchenko and play Odegaard still. And then play Waneri, Trossard, and Sterling. So just change out how much that? 7 of the ball of them and keep 4 of them. Yeah. Marino rest, Martinelli rest, Saka rest, Declan Rice rest, Partey rest, Timber rest, Miles Lewis Kelly rest. All of them man they just rest. And Brentford forward on the big side. It's gonna be interesting as well. Obviously gonna have to really key in on what the Reggae Boys up to leading up to this summer. With a lot going on, we want everybody stay fit. Did notice last week that Ethan didn't get the start. It's probably one of the first in a long time I can remember Ethan not being unfit and not starting. Sepp Vandenberg has come in this season and done pretty well for himself, just finding a way to make it into the back four in the various areas. Whenever they went to the back three system, he would be the one added in as a centre back. But 23 years of age, Dutch, because the other centre back, Collins, has really proved to be kind of undroppable, to be honest. I mean, his performances have been really good this year in a Brentford team that, isn't the most stingy in defense. He's probably the standout defender this year so far. Nathan Collins, Republic of Ireland international, obviously playing under Hallgrimsson now. But yeah, he's been playing really well. So gonna be interesting to see how the season ends up in terms of Ethan and his game time. But in the Premier League, Arsenal has dominated this fixture so far. 5 wins out of 7. Only 1 win going to Brentford, and that was a home fixture. And there has been a draw as well. Last time they faced each other earlier this season, Arsenal got the better of them 3-1. But they did get the one draw they have gotten in this fixture did happen at the Emirates back in 2023. So Arsenal hosting Brentford, I think Arsenal will be a fully changed team. Brentford, I think, will be looking more like the full strength Brentford team that we'll see week to week. How much of a factor is that? Is it that as well, the fans might actually play a part in getting it over the line even without the top players? Because I do think that it will be quite an atmosphere based on what the fans gave the team during the week. So does that play a role at all? Plus, I don't think that Arteta would want his players to go into that Madrid game fully cold. So the likes of Saka, Declan Rice, players of that nature could come on in the second half and really, change the atmosphere and the game itself. But I do think it's going to be tough because, we will be facing Brentford with our quote unquote, second left back, second right back, weaker midfield, things of that nature. But I think that the system that we have will not change much, and that means that we'll still be formidable. So, all that being said, I don't think that we keep the clean sheet this week due to all the changes and chopping. But for some reason, I just feel like the feel good factor of that result is going to carry over. So I'm going to say Arsenal get the result. I'm going to say Arsenal get the result 2-1. 2-1 to the Arsenal. 2-1 Villa. All right. Man should give the youth them game. Where's that? Butler or your Deji? Jason, what are your thoughts on Damari Gray's struggles in Saudi? I think he's earning a living that's setting him up really well in terms of finances and whatnot. But I do think that he's a bit homesick, to be honest. And obviously I haven't heard him say anything in an interview or anything of that nature, but I just feel like he was maybe thinking that, look, I'll just go play my football, earn my money, and I'll be good. But I just feel like it's affecting him more than maybe he's letting on. Because, last season it wasn't prolific, but he was still a big influence in the games, starting all the time, playing a lot of minutes, not lighting the world ablaze in terms of goal contribution, but, as I said, just being more of an influence. This season, it's been more, spot duty off the bench. He's been moved around as well, playing deeper in midfield sometimes. So, yeah, it just hasn't been what we would have thought it would have been based on what it was looking like last year. Last year, like statistically, he was one of the better performers in his team. This year, hasn't been able to match those levels. So, when you look at his league form, 17 games played, no goals, no assists at all. So it's tough. I think he's somebody that definitely could do with a move back on the other side. So yeah, I think he could definitely do with that. Recent form, Arsenal, too many draws, bro. We're got 11 draws now. We're run down Crystal Palace for draws. Not good. Not good at all. Goals conceded look good. Clean sheets, decent. Arsenal have no leading scorers. Kai Havertz. I read an article today that Kai Havertz going to return before the season done. I don't know if him can get Marino game right now though. But I think so. Alright, let me see what the chatter say about the Arsenal game. Red card FC 2-1. Alright, Chile. I wonder if we get a red card tomorrow. If I remember correctly, Bobby did say that he wasn't given a new contract even though he was supposed to get one. Or maybe it got lost in the mail. 2-0 my side. Yeah, usually, I've been doing the clean sheet of late, But I don't know why I feel like Arsenal will give up a 1 goal tomorrow. Wissa. Sterling should not play. Give the young youth a chance in this Arteta guy. Yo, play Sterling, bro. Play Raheem, yeah, man. Red Skull aren't really a good example of winners. Man say, yo, I reverse the thing, bro. Man say, him try every strategy. Him try something else. Man say, yo, anything you wish for, you shall receive. You cannot trick them. All right, Chelsea and Ipswich Sunday morning. Fry planting. 11 matches played, 2 wins for Ipswich, 4 for Chelsea, and 5 draws. So not as lopsided as you would think. The last time they played before this though was 2002, before Chelsea. Let me see. Yes, a little bit before Abramovich, you know. So they've never quite start going with a madness yet. But Ipswich did beat them at Portman Road 2-0. I remember this being quite hilarious over the Christmas break when I was around my pops, because he's a huge Chelsea fan. But yeah, that was nice to talk to him about. But the recent form, Chelsea, 3 wins, a loss and a draw. Drew with Brentford last time out. Ipswich, only 1 win, sandwich around 4 losses. Man U, Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, and Wolves. They have all lost to. They did have a good win against Bournemouth away from home, so looking to do the same against Chelsea away from home this season so far. 4th place Chelsea, who got the added bonus like many others up there. 5th position will be good, so they have a little bit of wiggle in their positioning right now. 4 wins for Ipswich, 15 wins for Chelsea, 8 draws at both of them. 19 losses for Ipswich though, out of their 31 games played. Chelsea with 8 losses out of their 31. Average goals scored per match 1.74 for Chelsea, 1 for Ipswich. Average goals conceded 1.19 for Chelsea, 2.1 for Ipswich. 8 clean sheets, 2 for Ipswich. Chances created per match, basically double, 2.52 for Chelsea. Goals scored and assists, Cole Palmer leading in both. Liam Delap doing remarkable for a relegation team, double digits, 12 goals for him. Definitely going to be tough for Ipswich to hold on to him. Probably going to need to recoup some funds and get him out the door. He's steadily raising his stock, and you're hearing teams talk about him, managers talk about him, all kind of people. So interesting to see where Liam Delap ends up. And what do you guys think about him as a striker? Do you think he can be in a really top club, or is a more mid-table environment a better next step for him? What do you guys have to say about that? But Chelsea Ipswich people, I think Chelsea do have the Conference League, but they basically rotated their entire squad, so I don't think it should affect them too much. They did have to travel, but as I said, didn't really overexert most of the Premier League starting players. So I don't think it should matter much. Ipswich have been fighting, even though they look doomed to relegation as well. But they are a fighting team, so I think they will put up a fight, probably even score a goal. But I think Chelsea in the end will get the job done. So I'm going to say 2-1 to Chelsea, similar to with the Arsenal fixture. 2-1 Chelsea to get the result. Liverpool and West Ham will be the next game we talk about. So let's see. Gray has 1 assist in 18 games. If he returns to Europe, it won't be the EPL. Where I said no EPL. Yeah, he don't have no goal or assist in the league though. Him get that assist in the cup. And him get a goal in the golf club Champions League. So yeah, that is it. No, never there go on. We say we need a draw for Chelsea. You might go Chelsea, you think? We really need them for lose, please, Ipswich. Chelsea and Ipswich 1-1. Skull say 1-1. Yo, Chilean Skull, well, at least no. I'm sure I know, so when it's them rival, them a pick, them sometimes pick the same. I true still. A true thing. But Pristine there. Pristine soon drop him scores. Pristine around for say all Ipswich 2-1, you know. Then mama tell her. Pristine made some different strategy. All right, Liverpool and West Ham people. Let me see how we're doing for time. All right, we're not doing 3, but good. I don't really want to show you I go too long tonight. I'm going to try to get some rest. So this is the stats, people. 57 times played, Liverpool dominating, 36 wins, 10 for West Ham, 11 draws out of all their meetings. The first game this season was one to forget for West Ham fans. 5-0 Liverpool. That time of year they were really firing on all cylinders. Has not been quite the same for them of late. They have had, well, don't look that bad, 4 wins in a row in the Premier League and 1 loss to Fulham. So they have been getting the wins in the Prem, to be fair. West Ham, 1 win out of their last 5, 2 draws to go along with that, with 2 losses. So Potter pretty much in that limbo zone, can't really reach anywhere of note in the league going forward, and pretty much safe in the Premier League, regardless of how they kind of end off the season. So they're just trying to finish it as best they can, and motivation is going to be the key for Potter moving forward. As I said, not much for them not to just say, hey, we're just going to play out the season, not get injured, so we can get ready for this nice vacation we're going on. Some of the players, at least, some of them might have international duty. But Liverpool definitely leading in all categories. West Ham have 1 more draw. I guess that's something. But Liverpool scoring 2.32 goals, 1.13 for West Ham, only conceding 0.97. West Ham 1.68. They have 13 clean sheets to 6 for West Ham. Chance created per match 2.87 to 1.42. So they're definitely leading all those categories. As I was saying earlier, Salah been quiet of late, but still 27 and 17. Ridiculous numbers. 44 goal contribution in, I think he's played every game, so 31 games. So yeah, ridiculous numbers. And he will be back again to do it next season. So Liverpool signed Salah. Feel good factor should be back a bit. All signs as well pointing to Virgil getting a new deal as well. So a lot of us were saying those trends, going to Real Madrid imminently, mess anything up, blah blah blah. Well, they have kind of at least added some kind of feel good to that side of things as well. And Liverpool has just been finding ways to win games, to be honest. Some of these games they have won, these 4 in a row, even the ones they won by more than 1 goal. Some of them could have easily gone another way. Southampton played really well early in this game, couldn't do anything with it. Everton as well, better hit the bar, they had chance, or the post, they had chances. So, and Fulham was the first team to really take advantage of Liverpool's somewhat lackluster performance, because they had been showing signs of late that things could be going wrong. But like I said, Salah signing a new contract, maybe that weight is off his shoulders as well. Not thinking about it, worrying about it, can play a bit freely. He's overdue as well for something, goal, assist. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets something this weekend. So I'm going to say Alisson back in goal as well. Yeah, Liverpool might even keep a clean sheet this week. So I'm going to say 2-0 to Liverpool. Not a shellacking like the first game, but yeah, I think they're going to win the game. 2-0. You know what? I lied. West Ham going to find a goal. Full Kruger or Bowen, one of them. Duke said 2-0 Chelsea. Hold on, Duke did say Arsenal score? Duke missed the Arsenal game. 2-1 West, 2-1 Liverpool, Mr. People. 2-1 Liverpool. Pristine said 2-1 to Ipswich. Yo, man, yo. Bro, man, no, you know. And that made it say people. 2-0 Liverpool. Chile said 1-0. 1-1 West Ham, but hoping for a West Ham win. Last week, I picked Fulham for win still, and it worked. Liverpool 1-1. Arsenal, Brentford, Duke. Check. We'll go on float. Palace 2-1. With them there. So float know the assignment, Who that? Christopher in the building. Big up, you know. Chelsea 2-1. When I go hold it against you, Christopher. The float drop in and say, yo, in a listing me I go. Yo, float, respect. I can write in the score them easy. 2-1 Forest. Arsenal 1-0 said Duke. 2-0 Villa. And 2-1 Brentford. I figured somebody would eventually pick Brentford for that. Alright, so that is everybody. So float reach. Which game float reach? Brentford. And now Chelsea. And then Liverpool, West Ham. That's it. And then Christopher Wright, you about 5 other game above them two there. So just drop them when you're ready. I may jot them down. 2-0 Liverpool. Alright, cool. So we're caught up now. We're caught up. Alright, let's move on to the Wolves and Spurs matchup. This should be the return of my baller, Mateus Cunha, back in the building. 21 games played. Pretty even, actually. 9 wins to Spurs, 8 to Wolves, 4 draws. Drew at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium earlier this year. But before that, Wolves had 3 wins on the bounce. So they have been having some decent form of late against them. Wolves, look at that. Finding their form with no Cunha. Now, mark you, they have played some of the teams around them in the table, but you have to beat who you play. So they beat Southampton, they beat West Ham, they beat Ipswich on the bounce. Spurs, on the other hand, 3 losses in these last 5 games, 1 draw and 1 win. Also beating up on Southampton, who everybody beat up on. 17th position now for Wolves, but they have a nice cushion away from that relegation zone. Scored per match, Spurs with 1.87. Goals conceded per match, Spurs better as well with 1.45 to 1.9. 6 clean sheets apiece for both teams. I will say though, you have to mention that under this manager, Wolves have been a lot stingier in defense, not conceding that many goals at all. As you can see, no more than 1 conceded and 1 clean sheet in their last 4. Chance created per match, Spurs 2.13 to 1.65 for Wolves. Goals scored, Cunha leading the way. Strand Larson up into double digits now, not bad. So that's decent. Son has the most assists with 9. So for this one, look, based on form, I want to go with Wolves, all the way. And I think that based on form, based on who's gonna play, based on rotation, based on Eintracht Frankfurt second leg being so big for them, I just feel like Wolves, the return of Cunha, obviously, he doesn't have much left to give to this team, I don't think, based on his, utterances in the media. I think he'll have a lot of suitors coming in for him as well. So, look, I think he's gonna give the fans something since he kind of told them that he's gonna leave. He's gonna really play out the season well. So, Wolves, I'm gonna go for them to get the win, and it's circumstantial and form. So everything points to Wolves winning. So I'm gonna follow along with that script and say, listen, this one is gonna be a 3-1 win to Wolves. One of their better days on the season. 3-1 win to Wolves. Mess them up. You dropped them already? Where? But after them are the first. Oh, Jaja, how many never see this? I don't know how many never see that, bro. All right, Man City 3-1. Aston Villa 2-1. Brentford 2-1. Forest 2-1. One game in a do. Brighton and Leicester. That's the only game I see. Unless we miss that one there too. Which I don't think I did. Oh, see it there? Brighton 2-1. It mean for put Brighton. Alright, I have the whole of them now, Christopher Wright. Simple thing. So 3-1 Wolves, me say, you know. Red Skull said 3-1 Wolves as well. And the man said 3-0 Newcastle. Man said no need fear, nothing bonus stats. 3-0 Newcastle. Chile, I laugh. Oh yeah, I laugh about Chile. Wolves 2-1. Alright. Float said 2-1 Spurs. I'm not business about no Europa, no flu Europa, no nothing. No nothing. Alright, boss. Pristine, so Wolves 2-1. Alright. Got it. Alright, so let's move on to Newcastle. Sorry about that, people. Man, I don't know my dash for myself. Alright. 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 Alright, Wolves, Spurs, no. So wait, 1, 2, how much game I played? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Alright, cool. So Sunday, 11:30. I think this is the only game this time. Yeah. So Newcastle, Man United. This will be the only game on. Can take in this. So 59 times these teams play. Man U dominating. 33 wins, 10 wins for Newcastle, 16 draws. Earlier this year, though, at Old Trafford, Newcastle got the better of them 2-0. Recent form would suggest they should get the better of them again. 4 wins out of 5. Their only loss coming to the more than likely champions of the season, Liverpool, 2-0 loss. Man United drew with City, lost to Forest, beat Leicester 3-0, drew with Arsenal, and beat Ipswich. So beat 2 relegated teams, drew with 2 teams in the top, 6 right now, or 5, and lost to the number 3 team. So Newcastle and Man United, based on form, you must say Newcastle should get the better of them. United do have a knack for, against the better teams, playing them at least close. So I don't think Newcastle will, run through them or over them. But I don't think that is going to be Newcastle getting the better of them. They, again, would feel good about their chances now that there's 5 teams and not 4. Even better about them, I should say. And I just feel like Newcastle is going to get the better of Man United on this fixture. Isak has been scoring in all competitions, hasn't really scored in the Premier League as much. So I think maybe that changes tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to go with a 2-0 Newcastle win. Manchester United also have plenty of eyes on the midweek fixture. Don't think he's going to play what would be considered his first choice team in this game, and that's going to play on the result. Bruno Fernandes is Iron Man, so he usually plays all the time. But I think even this might be a game where Bruno Fernandes might even come off the bench. But let's see if the coach would do anything like that. But I think regardless, Newcastle, they do have a midweek game as well, but I think their eggs are firmly in this basket. So they're going to go all out in this Premier League. So I don't think much rotation will be taking place in this game. So 2-0, I'm going to go for Newcastle over Manchester United. Pristine said 3-1 to Castle. Christopher Wright, Wolves and Tottenham 2-2, I think. One Newcastle and United said Chile. Duke look like the Forest gone with him. Duke could probably send the rest of them. So I'm gonna get Spurs 3-0. Wow. Man, them say Wolves will get butter. Man, you 1-0. Alright. Duke agree. Man, you 1-0. So them nah lose. May say Onana bench for the Turkish guy. So I think some Man U fans will be pleased with that still. Yeah, because they must say reports coming out that Amorim out for benching, you know? Which makes sense. This guy is doing some madness. Some total madness. All right, so the last fixture we're going to do in the predictions this week. We know there's a game Wednesday as well, but we're going to do a review show Monday night after this fixture is played, because basically these will be the week 32 fixtures. The game Wednesday is really a makeup game from before. So just for the purpose of having the programming make sense, we're going to do the review show Monday night after all 10 of these games are done. So the last game we're going to predict for the week is the Monday night in England football, which is going to be Bournemouth and Fulham. This is a game that has big implications for the end of the season. As I said, these teams would still be looking to have an outside shot of reaching where they need to reach in terms of playing in the prestigious European competitions. For both these teams, they would even take Conference or Europa, honestly. 7 games played, not that many times in the Premier League. These two are faced off. Bournemouth with 3 wins, Fulham with 2 and 2 draws in those 7 fixtures. They did have one of those 2 draws earlier this season, 2-2 at Craven Cottage. They will be playing the return at the Vitality on Monday. Recent form definitely gone downhill for Bournemouth. 3 losses in their last 5, no wins, 2 draws being their best results against West Ham and Spurs. Fulham has 3 wins, but they have dropped points in 2 others. Both of those 2-1 losses to Arsenal and Brighton. Bournemouth all the way down to 10th. Fulham, who was up there as well, a little bit down as well to 8th. Both teams very close in stats and ranking and points. 1 more win for Fulham. They both have the same amount of draws. Even the stats are pretty even. 1.65 goals scored for Bournemouth, 1.52 for Fulham, 1.29 conceded for Bournemouth, 1.35 for Fulham. Clean sheets, 6-5 in favor of Bournemouth. Chances created also close, 2.06 to 1.87 for Fulham. Kluivert leads in goals, still doubtful to play. So that's a big loss for Bournemouth. You know, this downturn in form could be attributed to his absence as well. Since that international break, he really has not featured much at all, if at all, for Bournemouth. And so that's been a big loss for them. Evan Nielsen is on some good form lately, though. So look for him to continue to find the back of the net this week. And Clivert's just not looking like he's going to be fit enough to play. So this one, it's tough to go with Bournemouth just based on how they've been playing of late. Similarly, I think Fulham, their two losses were to very tough opponents away from home. This is a very tough opponent away from home, but I think the difference is Bournemouth's form right now not really in the best shape. So how does that affect the outcome of this particular fixture? Fulham, of course, beating Liverpool last week as well. Can't forget that. Will they, have the ability to get all the way up for this one like they might have been for the Liverpool game? I think they should. And again, any of these teams that have an outside shot with that fifth spot opening up now, they would just want to not drop points. And I'm just going to say, based on the recent form of the teams, even the teams that Bournemouth have faced and struggled to get maximum points against, I'm going to have to say Fulham just gives me more of a feeling like they're going to win. If anyone wins. Maybe by Monday. You know what? I thought myself out of it. 2-1 to Bournemouth. After all of that, people. 2-1 Bournemouth. Sure. The man them can't lose forever, man. Damn. So Float said 2-1 to Newcastle. Alright. Chile said 2-1 Fulham. 1-1 Pristine said. Yeah, I was thinking dry, 1 love Fulham said Duke. Think this game going to be a split, but it looked like through them beat up Liverpool last week, everybody I go with them, Christopher Wright said 0-0. Skull, where you say? You left in a Skull. Son, drop out. Alright, so there is a Wednesday fixture. Newcastle Palace, that will be the double game week for FPL. Not going to predict that one. We'll just leave that one alone, but I think that one going to actually draw more than likely. That'll be my quick prediction there. But as I said, I'm not going to include that into the predictions standings because I'll be doing the review show for this week on Monday night, people. Monday night. So once I say all the 10 fixture them done, I know say the 10 fixture them played, just know Jason Gooner go live that night at some point. So Monday night, look out for the review show. You don't know, we're going to talk about all the fixture them. See what's going on in the league in terms of referee decisions, injuries, updates, all of those things. Banter side, we're getting mash up, all those good things. Yeah, man. So Red Skull lock up the picks with the 2-1 to Fulham. So everybody going for Fulham, people. Me are the one Google going for Bournemouth. But let's see. I might be the Google or the genius. We never know until the match them play. All right, so let's take a look at the league table before we get off of the EPL preview show. So in the league table, as you can see, let's see if they updated the Champions League qualification. They should have. Southampton, Leicester, and Ipswich. The gap now is 12 points, so that magic number getting closer and closer there. Basically, a Wolves win, a Ipswich loss takes the gap to 15 points with 5 games to play. So it's pretty much mathematically almost impossible, but not quite. So we're getting close to those numbers now. Definitely Ipswich, Leicester need to get 3 points. Basically, at least 5 of the last 7 games. At least, Leicester would probably need 6 wins, which ain't happening. So yeah, Southampton mathematically out. Leicester and Ipswich not mathematically out, but realistically they're out. So it's not gonna be that exciting, I don't think, honestly, in this relegation fight to end the season. Wolves, West Ham, Everton, Tottenham, Man U, I think all these teams just in that limbo where they're not gonna go down. They can't reach all the way up to European spots. So they're just there, right? Not doing much. Then Brentford, Crystal Palace, I guess maybe they're still thinking miraculously. Let's see, 5th place, 11 points off that right now. I mean, Crystal Palace have a game in hand. I guess they have that going for them. But, so does Newcastle, that team that they're chasing there. So realistically, probably can't get there. Maybe outside chance at like 7th spot, which would be obviously the Conference League. So that's a possibility. Then we have, moving into the top 10 is where I think they can really dream. 8 points off 5th right now is Bournemouth. But again, Newcastle have that game in hand. Brighton on 47, Fulham on 48, Villa on 51. So they are only a win away from getting 4th, knowing that they have to get to 3rd. Then you have Man City in 6th position right now on 52. Newcastle with that game in hand on everyone with 53 points in 5th. Chelsea still in 4th place with 53 as well. Then we move into the top 3. Forest with 57 points. Arsenal now 5 points clear of them on 62. And of course, Liverpool, the runaway champions to be, on 73 points, still with a healthy 11-point gap over Arsenal. So that is the league table going into this weekend. Should be an exciting one, people. Of course, as I said, I think some teams have some chances to pull some good results because some of the teams don't really have much to play for in the league period and have some big obligations in the midweek to look forward to. So let's see how that affects the fixtures this weekend, people. So thanks for everyone who tuned in and looked at all the predictions with me, all the previews, try to see what's going on with the players, the teams, so you can make better picks, people. Yes, but it's the Friday evening. Man's want to get some rest. We have a long weekend ahead of it. No, wait, football are going this weekend with Julie. No, I don't think any games this weekend. No league matches. So she have a half weekend. So yeah, little calmer weekend. Suppose can watch some football. Do some scouting. Yes. Yeah, it should be a nice weekend, people. So I will be around. Probably won't do too much content during the day though, because I have some things doing tomorrow. Once I watch the games and stuff, I have to get on the road for most of the day. And Sunday, I have some family things going on. So yeah, more than likely, if you see me this weekend, it will be in the evening time. And we do have a lot to discuss on the Jamaica side of things with the reggae boys and also reggae girls getting that friendly with the US women as well. So Gold Cup action to talk about. But yes, I wanted to bring you the Friday night staple, the EPL preview show, something that you'll always find on the Jason Gooner TV channel because man's name is Jason Gooner. So we've been Gunners for a long time. We've been watching the Premier League for a long time. And we're full joy covering and bringing you the news about it as well. And of course, you add in the bonus that, yeah, we predict the game, man. See where I'm going with that. And we can say who are the greatest, who are the worst. And yeah, it's all in good fun, people. So listen, before we go, I have heard, right, that it might be a bit boring in the Premier League right now in terms of the season and what's going on. So With that being said, people, we did this a few weeks ago, and I want to revisit it again since we're a few weeks removed from the last time I did this. So anybody still here, please smash up the like button, share the content as well, let people know we're the EPL preview show. And right now, before we go, people, we're going to check in with the other leagues around the world. All right, so first and foremost, we're going to check in with La Liga. La Liga, right there, as you can see, the top four clubs: Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, and Athletic Club. Barcelona with a 4-point gap over Real Madrid currently. Damn, Barcelona scored 20 more goals than them in this season already. That's crazy. Atletico Madrid, as usual, stingiest defense in the league as long as with Athletic Club this time. So give them their credit too. But look how much less goals Atletico scored than even Real Madrid. So last five, as you can see, the chasers currently, Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, have 2 losses in their last 5 in La Liga. Not good enough when you're chasing a Barcelona team that has won 4 and only drawn 1 in their last 5. And of course, I think in these last 5, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure one of these wins for Barcelona was over Atletico Madrid. So yeah, there it is, 4-2. Betis sink them. 1 Anthony. All right, so that's the La Liga race right now. 20 teams, so they're gonna play 8 more fixtures in La Liga before it's said and done. So it's not over yet, but based on current form, Barcelona definitely looking like the stronger team going into the end of the season. Then we move to Italy, where in Serie A it is also a pretty decent race for the title this year. Only 3 points the difference between Inter and Napoli. Last 5 games, both teams have some stuttering, but Napoli a bit worse with 3 draws out of 5, 2 draws out of 5 for Inter. Unbeaten though for both teams. Atalanta, their demise has been terrible. 3 straight losses in their last 5 has really put them behind the 8 ball as far as this is concerned. This title chase is concerned. They will have to shape up if they still want to stay in it. A 10-point gap now for them with 7 to play in Italy, but still a lot to play for in terms of who is going to take this one home. 3-point gap right now. Let's continue to watch and see how that one plays out in Italy. Then let's move on to Germany. Typically this is not really a race, even though last year Leverkusen shocked the world, won the league, undefeated, taking home the trophy. They tried a few weeks ago. Looks like they were going to mount a serious push. But as you can see, they have bounced back at least with 3 wins on the bounce. Before this, they had a couple of losses that separated them again. But it's a 6-point gap right now. Bayern Munich do have a big match coming up during the week where they have to overturn a 2-1 deficit over in Italy. So that could factor into how they play this weekend in the Bundesliga. But let's see how this plays out. A 6-point gap as of right now. Leverkusen look to be peaking at the right time. Bayern still looking like a bit up and down with some injuries of late as well that could have set them on the wrong track. Now let's move on to Liga. In Liga, PSG has run away with it. 22-point gap over Marseille. Marseille with that 3 losses on the bounce, definitely, keeping the race for 2nd and 3rd alive. And 4th is not too far away, and 5th, and 6th, and 7th. So, if Marseille don't shape up quickly, they could see a season that started with so much promise ending in disaster outside of even the European places. And that would be tough. They do have 6 matches left to play, so not that much time to have such a big collapse, but another run of 3 losses on the bounce, they could see themselves in a crazy position compared to what they thought they would be, about maybe 10 weeks ago in the season. That's it. PSG, another French league for them. So they did La Liga, Serie A, EPL, of course. Yeah, that's it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the top 5 leagues. Boom. Yeah, so we have a lot of players in these leagues too. So let's just look at the championship in England. The race for the automatic places are hotting up now. There's only 5 fixtures for the teams left. Burnley only have 4 left currently. They're at the top. They have a 3 point gap over Leeds. But really that race for second is very, very important. Of course, the top 2 automatically are in the Premier League. 3 through 6 play in the playoffs. So we'll be watching that intently. Coventry right now holding on to that last playoff spot over chasing Middlesbrough, West Brom, Millwall, and to a lesser extent, Watford. All those teams chasing just 4 point gap to Middlesbrough, who is chasing Coventry there, 2 point gap in there. In the relegation, Luton struggling. They need to find a victory somewhere. They're unbeaten in their last 5. That has been helpful. But you see how tight it is right there. Teams on 44, 45, 45. Derby on 42, same points as Cardiff, but goal difference keeping Derby out of relegation. So Luton definitely wouldn't like to see Amari Bell's team go from the Premier League last season to 2 seasons later into League One. So hopefully they can find a win or 2 right here in the end. Stoke, we've heard a lot about Lewis Baker. He's back there now. They're teetering pretty close to that line as well. Wins by Cardiff and Luton in the same week, and then Stoke is worried again. Who else is there? Hull City, Casey Palmer is there now as well. So, they would like to get a win or so. Greg Lee at Oxford, he's there on loan. Don't know if it will be permanent, but Isaac Hayden with Portsmouth, they should be good, but they got 4 losses in their last 5. If continue that, they could get closer and closer. So it just depends on what these teams around them do. Sheffield Wednesday should be good, 53 points. Yeah, they're more than good right now with just 5 games to play. So Deshaun will be good. So Coventry, one to watch. Of course, we know selfishly we know what's going on at the end of the season with Jamaica. So we want to track and see how long these players actually play for. So Coventry, hopefully they can make the playoffs because we would love for Lati to be in the Prem. So yeah, we'll continue to track that. League One, we have some players in League One as well. As far as of course, I'm talking Jamaica. So let's just see how that season is looking. Birmingham and Wrexham. Wickham is fighting for that second automatic spot. Wrexham, quite a story. They're going to get into the championship, it looks like, if they can keep this up, keep that automatic spot. Birmingham is definitely 1 foot in, or basically in. They have 95 points. I don't think they can get caught at this point. Reading up into the promotion now as well. That's big. Charlton also in the playoff spots currently. 7 point gap from 7th place right now. So it's looking pretty good for them, barring a collapse here late in the season. Let's see who else is around. Barnsley looked like they were going to be close to those playoff spots about maybe 2 months ago, 6 weeks ago. But it has gone a bit haywire for them of late. As you can see, winless in their last 5, 3 losses and 2 draws. Peterborough with Mothersill, they are going to be safe this year, not going down, not moving. Don't look like they're going up either. Let's see, Burton, Crawley, Cambridge, Shrewsbury. Yeah, so I think Jordan Cousins is on Cambridge, so they look like they're going to League 2. I guess they could get out of it, but it's running out of time. About to be 5 games left. So yeah, looks like people staying put. Charlton looks rearing and ready to get into those playoffs. So gonna be interesting to see who they face, whether it be Stockport. Maybe they can move up even to 3rd by the end of the season and change the matchups up a little bit. So let's continue to see how the season ends off. But yeah, it should be very exciting, very interesting. As I said, the EPL back tomorrow. Preview show was excellent. Just did a few checks on some leagues around the world to see what was going on with the title races and whatnot. But yeah, I think that's it, people. We have run through the entire show, and definitely enjoy bringing you the content as I always do. Once again, make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing the content. Subscribing to the channel. And yeah, it's always a pleasure to bring you this stuff. We'll just check in with the comment section real quick. You know what will be boring? The Gold Cup. USA or Mexico will win again. I don't think so. Panama can win. Canada can win. Yes, that's correct. Barca beat A Madrid 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I figured it was one of them teams. I remember. First time I'm not excited about the upcoming tournament. Actually, I'm looking forward to it, man. I think it's more even than normal. How does that table work? Which table? Which table, Skull? The last one, the League One table. The League One table, the top two automatic make it, and then the same thing like Championship. 3 through 6 play the playoffs, and then the winner of that make it to the Championship. Bless up Eddie Gooner, what go on? So Eddie, who are the 6 player them, Eddie? Let me know. Cause 6, 6 are the magic number them saying. Fantasy team looking like some can go on, people. Hopeful, I'm hopeful. Let me see some. So Jamaica, them not had the match them yet. Them not had the Gold Cup match them yet, star. Them have the group them, but them not had the match them yet. By tomorrow them did it. By tomorrow them did it. Panso for score. Premier League claims 5th Champions League spot. Yo, it's just crazy that like we never even have to win the entire tie. We just have to win that game. I don't know how that works. Yeah, man, this open up everything, man. This fifth position. Premier League could have 7 teams. if Tottenham or Man U win the Europa and Aston Villa win the Champions League and don't finish in the top 5, Premier League will have 7 sides in it to rot it. That's crazy. No, I no say it post, man. I just talk pan like sofa score in the pan sofa score yet. I say 6 is real. Oh, Red Skull, the championship one. Yeah, no, it's not top 3 make it. It's just the top 2 automatic. And then 3 through 6 play the playoff. So 3 play 6, 4 play 5, and then the 2 winner them play in a one game for the for see who go at the Premier League. The richest name, the most expensive game, or forget what name. Obviously, your side get like 300 odd million when they reach Premier League compared to not reaching. Yeah, man, we know it post, man. June 16, June 20, and 24. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. See from earlier today, If I'm being honest, Jamaica isn't in a position to win the tournament. Yes, BM. Honesty is good. Yep, we play Guatemala on the 10th in qualifying and then play them on the 16th again. So both teams should know each other very well. Yeah, man, we have to do everything correctly for win that, brother. And it start from picking, and then once you get the picking right, preparation, um, you're gonna need a little bit of luck here and there, I'm sure, and you're gonna need to play well as well. So you need to do everything. Now go behind it to you for sure. I read about the coefficient thing, kind of interesting still. Yo, I'm rate upon them something, yeah. I don't know if I ever go up on this website, the FPL website, like the Premier League website, and them have some like some quiz thing, bro. Them addictive, you know. If you don't have time, if you ever go on this site and you do the like, yeah, them have these question quiz something, bro. One day I'm get into the rabbit hole, my youth. I'm gonna start do it. But I'm gonna do it for about a hour straight. But just try different quiz, my youth. Trust me, somebody like me will love r- have random things in my head from all about different places. Yo, that was like the worst thing I could have find that day. And my wife did have wonder, oh, me never do none of the thing them what she asked me for do. All right, see it, yeah? More quizzes. Test your knowledge, all right. All right, watch this. I look on this, people. Before I go, watch this. Test your Premier League knowledge ahead of game week 32. I do this in a real time now. Evan Nielsen. All right, when I say boy Evan Nielsen. All right, question 1. Man City versus Palace. Eze has provided 8 PL assists in 24-25. Which of these players has not registered more in a single season for Palace? Ooh. I don't think Patrick Van Aanholt would have gotten more than 8. Wayne Routledge. He was in some bad Palace sides, man. I feel like Van Aanholt is too easy of an answer, but I'm going to say I think it's between Van Aanholt and Routledge. I go with Van Aanholt. Brighton versus Leicester. Blanc could become only the second African player after Peter Ndlovu in 1994 to reach 10 goal involvements in a PL season before turning 21. That would be Yakuba Minte. Nottingham Forest versus Everton. Which of these players has not played for both clubs? Mangala played for both. Kevin Campbell. Did he play for Nottingham Forest though? James Garner. Ashley Young. Ashley Young played for every damn club. But I don't remember him ever playing for Nottingham Forest. I don't remember Kevin Campbell playing for them, bro. Southampton versus Aston Villa. Blanc has created 18 chances for Blanc in the PL this season. The most one player has made for a single teammate. It have to be Morgan Rogers for Ali Watkins, right? So much chance Paul I know what you get. No, sir. Tielemans create 18 chance for Rashford already. Can't be. And it ain't Aribo and Lalana. So the only one that makes sense, brother. Unless this man really make 18 chance for this honor true, brother, already. Or Morgan for Watkins, me have to say. Who scored the first PL goal of 2025 when the two sides met in the reverse fixture? Ooh, that's a good question, you know. Damn, we beat them 3-1. Did they score first? Yeah, I feel like them did score first, you know. But it might not have been Mbeumo. Damn. Chelsea could keep 3 consecutive clean sheets in the PL for the first time since February 2023. Who was their head coach at the time? In February 2023, their head coach would have been Poch. Liverpool versus West Ham. Graham Potter can become the first head coach to avoid defeating 4 successive away matches at Anfield since blank. I feel like it was this guy, you know. Wolves versus Spurs. Who has managed both clubs? Nuno. Newcastle versus Man United. Which player has created the most chances in the PL this season with 75? Bruno. Evan Nilsson has netted 9 times in the Premier League this season. Who was the last Brazilian to achieve double figures for goals in their debut campaign in 2021? Firmino would have been there before that. Was a Firmino there before 20? It had to be before 2021. That wasn't his first year. Denilson, Joe, Mateus Pereira. Who the hell are these people? Who is Mateus Pereira? Evan Nilsson has netted 9 times in the Premier League. Who was the last Brazilian to achieve this? Brother, this don't make no sense. Firmino got to Liverpool in 2021. That was his first year. That don't make any sense. It can't be. You know, just leave on a ball and one bag of season and play there. But who is Mateus Pereira though? Who is that? I don't even know who that is. Joe played so long ago. Danielson played so long ago. And it can't be it have to be him. I don't even know who that is. 7 out of 10. Not bad. So how this go now? What am I get wrong? See it there? Van Aanholt. Good. Minte. Chano. It was Ashley Young. I know, you know, so I know say him never play for Nottingham Forest. I'm still never pick him. Morgan for Ali. That makes sense. Arsenal, it was Mbeumo. Yeah, man. Give them 3-1 with them score first. It was Graham Potter. Cha. February 2023, then 23-24 was Patch. So it wouldn't have been till the end of 23. It was Allardyce to blow. Sean Dyche wouldn't have been managing so long ago. 2016. Nuno, yes. I'm going to get the last one right because the other one, them never made no sense. 7 out of 10 people. But yo, trust me, them thing there, for somebody like me, well addictive. Well addictive. Rabbit hole. B. Jano, Ashley Young. So hold on. I should have thief when I'm looking at the comment section the whole time. Cha. Mateus Pereira. Who the hell is Mateus Pereira though? Like, I can't even picture who that is. Ah, this dude. The man gone back to Brazil. No, but it's not him. I know him. Yeah, man, the dude from West Brom. Yeah. Yeah, that season that the man scored some banger. Man scored some banger that season there. Okay, me just a pray who that. Yeah, me just a pray who that. Yeah, John, me forget about the ball of that big time. BM, this weekend, talk about Gold Cup, talk about players, talk about all them things there. Keep the same question there because I will answer it. I have some thoughts on Trevante Stewart that people might want to hear. Anyway, people, big up on yourself, that is it. We just don't want to do a one quiz and, yeah, but me nah get no more why, me nah go down in no rabbit, nothing. I got my bed, people. Big up on yourself. Thanks again for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you spread the word. Jason Gooner, one of the best place for talk about football, people. It's a must. Big up on yourself. Thanks again for the support. I'm Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV. And when we finish all them show, we always say, come on, you Gooner.